the presentation was of the project was to find somehow a way how to be able to download all the downloadable data sets available from Inspire geoportal applications. There are currently two different applications. One is handling or providing viewing and downloading functionalities for datasets that cover so-called Inspire priority datasets, and the second ones are the Inspire data things. We found out that the one which is based on Inspire annexes is using a standardized API, so there basically the downloading should be easy. But the other one under the other one we couldn't find any standardized API, so we decided to write a scrapper, and Boris wrote a scrapper. So maybe Boris, you could describe your experience with writing it. What problems did you have? And yeah, or.
Yeah, a little bit problem was that it's not simple HTML, but it's with JavaScript or asynchronous some JavaScript, and Python doesn't know works with asynchronous JavaScript, and I have to scrapping many JavaScripts to put some data out.
Yeah, because within the JavaScript there were Ajax calls that were actually populating the content of the HTML pages which were generated by JavaScript. Each step that when you were going deeper and deeper in the web page structure. However, we got something, and we are happy. We managed to get to the phase where user can run a Python script with an argument which has a. If you could just scroll down. With the argument which is basically the country code, and the application would crawl the Inspire priority dataset portal and download or fetch all the contents of the URLs that are represented or identified as downloadable. We managed to, or how we did it was that normally these data are vector data, so normally they were provided in the way of shapefiles that are zipped, or GMLs that are respond of store query for download service, etc. So basically everything was available and downloadable. We downloaded, extracted, and imported to a Postgres database. We also found out that quite some links that pretend to be downloadable from the portal point of view are actually not working. So this application also handles that and logs this kind of situation when you have actually a link, but you get an exception from the service. And the final product, example of the final product can be visible on a screenshot here for now. Even two screenshots. So we ran, or Boris tried to run it through Slovakia, for the Slovakian datasets, for datasets from Czech Republic, and I think there was another one that you tried in was it in Netherlands, or?
Yeah, it's with Netherlands.
So basically they are now all stored in one, or can be stored in one Postgres database, and then you can basically open it in the QGIS, or you can publish it in WebGIS server or whatever. And you have anything to add to it, or?
No.
So that's all, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Yeah, I think it's also very interesting to see that last week when I was in Antwerp on Inspire conference, there was really a lot of discussions about what now can be used out of the first Inspire datasets made available across the Europe, and it's very nice to see that you already touched the exercise. Yeah, I'm opening the discussion for this presentation. Some questions?
I have one.
Yeah, come on.
Did you automatically load the data to database, or
No, after this app make some bash file for upload to
okay
With OGR.
with OGR.
yeah okay
Maybe I have one. does it mean that if I will start to use this software, I can actually customize it and this download will be done on a regular basis? That's
You can do it, but I don't know if they will like it. I mean, yeah, it's,
okay.
sure.
Okay, good, cool.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we can then discuss about the possibilities. Come, please.
No, I see also this, it's needed to have some solution for this. And did you think also or thought about kind of how to give a feedback or to describe the quality of download services, available download services, perhaps for directly to the it's via data portal or directly to the user interface? So,
You mean like if we thought how we would provide or how we would?
if you're successful and then the data are really available as a service and with content,
Yes.
so that you are also able to describe this kind of quality, provide 4 stars for
Yes.
service implementation or whatever. So,
Yeah. We didn't think about this, but yeah, that could be a.
Okay.
The main thing is that we didn't go to the second part of the application, which is using this, which is supposed to use a catalog service for web. So as I said at the beginning, there are 2 separate applications because they at the end provide different data sets. Because the priority data sets are not yet matched to the Inspire data sets divided by data things. So
Yeah.
the other one we didn't manage to finish, to crawl actually the Inspire geoportal catalog service, where we found that there is more than 45,000 downloadable services to download, but we didn't manage to go to the actual data download. Yeah. That was my task, so I didn't finish it.
No worries, but anyway, I'm sure that if you point the colleagues from European Environmental Agency to what you've done, they'll be quite interested. So yeah,
Okay.
thanks a lot once again. We move on, and